Right, so I'm going to do all the programs and options for the Miele Proffesional PWM507. This is an ELDP, but don't worry about that because the EL stands for the EL stands for the electric heating. Obviously, because there's 5.2 kilowatts, rigged down to 2.6, and the DP stands for drain pump. So, anyway, turn it on. Now we'll go to cottons. Right, we'll start off with cottons, whites at 90. And you can change the spin speed. Now on this, you'll only ever get up to 6 choices, because what it'll do, it will pick the most frequent options. So anyway, options, you get pre-wash, and that's it. That has extended pre-wash. It's not 19 minutes. Its natural time is 8 minutes, but you can extend the pre-wash, which I've done within the menu. Anyway, right, you've also got white 75. Same again. Now you got whites. You got coloured items 60 degrees. You can also have it at 40 and at 20. And as you can see, they're all the same time. Again, pre-wash is available. Now, what is interesting is if you select additional wash time for cottons, it's only applied to the cotton 60, 40 and 20, not the 95 and 75, not the 90 and 75, unfortunately. So that means that the 59-minute wash can be taken all the way up to 1 hour 39. Right, now we've got the Cotton's standard eco program for this machine to give its best energy rating. Obviously at 60, it doesn't perform at 60. It states that in the manual it's lower, and you can have 60 or you can have standard 40. Both are just shy of 3 hours. Both are preset to 1600 RPM. You can have a pre-wash if you want. That is the standard pre-wash time of just 10 minutes. So the extended pre-wash doesn't affect that, unfortunately. Right, you got spin and drain, or drain and spin. Right, it presets at 1600. Obviously, you can have it all the way down to 0. You select 0, it becomes 1 minute because it comes just the drain only program. If you select rinse plus, it will carry out 1 rinse before the final spin. Let's try something. Let's try 800. Yeah, that's fine. Right. You'll have to ignore the fault with the XCI box. That is because it's been disconnected, so I've only got 1 heater. Right. Eco 4060. Now, this is where it gets confusing. And this also applies like with the later W1s. Now my W1 doesn't have Eco 4060, but if you get another W1 now, you'll have Eco 4060 and the standard program, which we don't understand because the Eco 40 is to replace the standard program for its energy label. Anyway, Eco 4060 carried out at 40 degrees, made for a full load at 7 kilo. Presets at 1600 RPM. You can have a pre-wash, which will only add on 10 minutes. That's had 19 minutes. Oh, how odd. And we've got delicates at 30 degrees. So it presets at 30, presets at 600 RPM, which is, I'm sure, slower than the actual domestic washer. Anyway. It's only a 2-minute spin anyway. Now you can have a pre-wash, which will add on a 6-minute pre-wash. You can have pre-ironing, which is activated through the menu, which adds steam. It adds on a whole half an hour. Made for washing 2.5 kilo. Number of rinses stays at 2, unfortunately. Right, then we've got minimum iron 30 and 40, both at the same time. Presets at 1200 RPM, maximum spin, obviously go all the way down to 0. We'll just try something 400. Doesn't seem to add on rinses. But you can add on additional rinses if you want via the menu. You can have pre-wash, which pre-ironing. Pre-ironing eliminates the 0 no spin option. You can have pre-wash as well, which will add on a 9-minute pre-wash. As you can see, it seems to vary depending on what cycle it's on. Again, with pre-wash, you can extend the pre-wash time in the menu. I'm just going to try something. Let me just try pre-ironing. And then set that to... I'm going to try set that to 0. Let's see if pre-ironing can come off. No, so now you can't have pre-ironing. Right. We just saved 9 minutes. Right. Now we've got Express 30 degrees, which is a 20-minute wash. It only does 1 rinse, but will do up to a 1400 spin. That's quite impressive. You can have rinse plus. So it'll add on an extra rinse. But you can't have it on cottons, which is annoying. Maybe because it allows you to accept it via, you know, the alternate menu. So I suppose if you wanted extra rinse, you'd select 3 or 4 rinses, wouldn't you? Which is annoying. Because sometimes you only want 2 rinses, and sometimes you want 3 rinses. Ugh. Anyway, Express with Rinse Plus will add from 1 rinse to 2 rinses. Made for a half load of lightly soiled laundry. Then we're going to specials. Now, you have to bear with me a little bit. Right, we'll start off with sportswear. You're probably going to bear with me because this is what you get. This is the thing, and the trouble is none of it's in order. So where are we? Sportswear, sport package. Right, we'll start with sport package. Sportswear. Right, 35-minute, made for 3 kilograms of sportswear laundry. It presets at 60. You can have 40 or 30. Selecting 40 or 30 will save you 2 minutes. Maximum spin speed is 1000. Obviously, you can have no spin, and you can add on a pre-wash if you want for 7 minutes. Still 7 minutes even with that. Right. Obviously, it's made for washing synthetic fibres and synthetic blends. So it's shorter than minimum iron. We've got Sport Microfiber, which is 41 minutes. Again, presets at 60 degrees. Again, you can have 40 or 30, and this saves you a bit of time. I've noticed that actually now we've got a 5-minute difference on the 60-degree program. Presets at 800, and you can't go above it. It's made for clothing, you know, such as tops made of microfiber. You can have Rinse Plus, but no pre-wash. This is what I'm saying about these options. They're a bit annoying, to be honest. We've got trainers. Again, presets at 60. Again, you can have 40 or 30, and they will save you 5 minutes. Now, trainers does 3 rinses rather than 2. Presets the maximum spin at 400. Obviously, you can have no spin if you want. And you can have pre-wash, which will add on 7 minutes. And you can have pre-rinse as well, which adds on a further 7 minutes. You can have both because the pre-rinse will fill through the direct valve into the drum without going through any of the compartments. And then obviously it can run through pre-wash compartments and then main wash compartments. And like I said, this runs 3 rinses. So I think the idea of this is to wash trainers partly gently, because obviously you can't batter the drum about, but It's, you know, it's to get rid of all the dirt that's built up. Right. Downfilled items. Now we're under the Outwear package, which is on. So presets at 60. You can have 40 or 30. Obviously, it saves time. Presets up to 1200 RPM. You can have obviously no spin if you want. You can have pre-rinse or rinse plus. So its standard rinses is 2. So pre-rinse before the cycle. Obviously means no detergent, just to get rid of dust. And you can have rinse plus, which will add on a further rinse step. Then we got outerwear. Right, it's preset at 40, and this can go all the way to 30 or cold, no 20. No change in time. 1000 RPM max spin speed. Obviously, you can go down to 0 if you want. You can have a pre-rinse, or you can have rinse plus. Right, proofing is a bit of a special program. So what it does is you add proofing agent to the fabric softener compartment. It only does one rinse and spin. So basically it's a heated rinse, effectively. And it's to treat garments with a special water resistant thing to make them water resistant again. So obviously 30, or you can have 40. But max spin's only 1000 RPM. To be fair, no different than would be for your outerwear program anyway. So I think the idea is you do your outerwear, then proof it afterwards if you want. Right, wellness and hair salons. These are all the programs you get with this one. So we've got towels. Max load of 5.5 kilos. Now it only has an option of 40 degrees. There's no other options. It's made for lightly soiled cotton toweling. Max spin of 1400 RPM. I kind of get this idea that this program's kind of more carried over. Instead of going into it to change the parameters to go up to 1600 RPM, they just didn't bother, which is annoying. Towels Plus, it's for heavily soiled cotton toweling or towels. Max load of 5.5 kilos again. It'll preset at 60. You can have 40 or you can have 80. And trust me, that's an hour. And trust me when I say 80, it does 80. Like, and it's not timed on this. It has to get to 80 before it can advance. Because I've taken one heater out, it gets to 30 minutes and then kind of hovers around at the 30-minute mark until it gets to 80 degrees. Anyway, you can have a pre-wash if you wish, which is the 10-minute standard cotton one. Then we've got capes. Now, capes are the things that go round your neck when you're having a haircut. It's a very short wash by the looks of things. It still does 2 rinses. So it's a light rinse plus. You can rinse plus if you want, for extra good wash results. Max spin 600. I suspect it's not even a 1 minute, it's a 1 minute spin. That's it. Max temperature of 30, you can have 20 or cold. I'll do capes at one point. There's capes on the old one as well. Then under the hotels we have bed linen. So this should do a soak phase, but I think on this one it doesn't do it. No, it does say these items are always soaked at the start, after the start. Use cold detergent. So you've got pre-wash and pre-ironing options. And you've got the options of 40 to 90. 75 and 90 will add on time. Max spin is 1200 RPM. Made for washing a 7 kilo load of bed linen. So, full load of bed linen. It is quite hard to get 7 kilos of bed linen into a drum. Because, well, it can be. Table linen. It's 1 hour long. It presets at 60. You can have 40 or 75. You can have a pre-wash if you wish. And max spin is 1200 RPM. Again, max load is half load of 3.5 kilos. The load is soaked at the start. Then we've got kitchen linen. So, if you notice, we've got this icon here, which is extra rinse, which is pre-rinse. Now, pre-rinse is selected already. Pre-wash can be added. Wow, that's a lengthy pre-wash. And you can change the temperature. Now, it starts off at 60. You can have 75 or 85 degrees. Max spin of 1400 RPM. Kitchen linen is up to 7 kilo. It's made for washing stuff like cleaning cloths, tea towels, chef's jackets and trousers. You know, stuff that comes into contact with raw meat, and it's there to kill it all. Right, under the home textiles package, you can have lightweight curtains, max load of 3.5 kilo. So, does 2 rinses. It's only a 1 minute wash. You can have up to 40, 600 spin. It does say, obviously, curtains that crease easily should be not spun. You can have pre-wash, 6 minutes, or you can add on rinse plus. We've got down bedding. So you've got down bedding and we've got synthetic bedding. Down bedding is actually a duvets program made for washing duvets and pillows filled with duck down filling. So the items are spun after wetting to remove any air. So it seems to fill up with water, pre-rinse them, and then sort of spin them. So it'll kind of wet them first. You can have up to 75 degrees, or you can have 40. All three have different timings. Up to 1400 spin for down bedding, which is correct actually. Duck down doesn't need to be highly spun to get it dry. Extra rinse can be activated. It does only do 2 rinses, which is kind of annoying really, because duvets should be thoroughly rinsed, believe it or not. Then we've got synthetic bedding. This is actually made for duvets as well. Oh, I selected the wrong one there. Synthetic bedding. Presets at 40, but again, you can go up to 75. So we've got, again, for 3 different times for 3 different temperatures. Max spin is 800 RPM. I think that's a little bit on the slower side. It could do with a short 1000 or short 1200 spin. I'm guessing that this is actually a short spin, and it's not. How odd. We've got pre-wash, or you can have rinse plus. It's not bad actually. I will use that program. I'll use the down one as well at some point, for obvious reasons. Then we've got oil fat special, which I am going to film. Right, it's made for washing items that are covered in oil, basically. So, work coats, jackets, hats, cleaning cloths made of cotton. You can wash up to 7 kilo. It does 3 rinses as well. So, we can have a pre-wash for 15 minutes. Or we can have 90 or 60. I think when I do this, I'll just preset it at 75, because 1400 spin max. I was thinking go down to 0 if you want. Saves quite a lot of time. Then we got dust and flower special, which is a much shorter wash. Again, max load is 7 kilo full load. Presets at 60, you can have 40 or you can have 90, 3 different temperatures. Max spin is 1400 RPM. And you can have a pre-wash and a pre-rinse, so it's quite good. Also, it does 3 rinses as well, so adding a pre-rinse then takes up to 4 rinses technically throughout the wash. Then we got intensive wash, again made for 7 kilo. It's an hour 13. You can achieve particularly good washing results with a high water level. So does this wash with a high water level? Or rinse with it? Anyway, you can have 40, 75 and 90. You can have a pre-wash if you wish. Adding a pre-wash adds on half an hour. They're not messing around here, are they? Right, there is 3 disinfection programs as well, but I've not added them. Then we've got special programs. Now these come pre-set with the machine, so it's not under the packages. You just get them anyway. So we've got toweling, max load of 7 kilo. You can have 60 or 40. Max spin is 1400. Again, this annoys me because obviously toweling should be highly spun. Pre-wash can be added, taking up to 14 minutes. We've got shirts, which is made for washing a 2.5 kilogram load. Presets at 40. You have 60. Well, you can have 20. There's no 30 there. 20, that's right. Max spin of 800. It's quite a lengthy spin. No, it isn't. It's 5 minutes. Only option is pre-ironing, of course. Dark garments come with it. You can have between 30 and 60. Max spin is 1200. Then we've got denim, which is 3 minutes shorter. Again, you can have 40, 30 or 60. Max spin is 1000. Now the difference between denim and dark garments has always been the same. Dark garments does spins, denim doesn't. Oddly enough though, these ones, denim does 3 rinses, and dark garments also does 3 rinses. That's good, because the old one also did that. And we've got woolens, made for washing 2.5 kilo. 39 minutes. This isn't any different on any of the machines, to be honest. This has never changed. It's always been 39 minutes. Oh, except my W1, it's 38 minutes. Max spin is 1200 RPM. Again, it hasn't changed for a bit of a while, actually. Then we've got silks, which is also made for washing 2.5 kilos, which is quite odd. Now, it's only half an hour, which is shorter than the other machines I've ever had, actually. Max temperature of 30. You can have colder if you want. Max spin of 600. Only option you can have is extra rinse plus. Then we've got Cottons Pro. So Cottons Pro will be naturally where the Eco 4060 is, but they've put it under here this time. Cottons Pro is still 59 minutes, a bit like the 60 cycle. It's made for a 50% blend of cottons and synthetics. It's made for a full load though, which is quite odd, and uses even less water and energy somehow than a normal cotton 60 version of this. Max spin's only 1400 RPM. It presets at 1400 RPM, but it can go up to 1600 RPM. And of course you can add a pre-wash for 10 minutes. It doesn't do the cottons one though. You know, Then we got separate rinse. This does... Yeah. Separate rinse does 2 rinses and a final spin. You can have, obviously, rinse plus, and that will do 3 rinses and a final spin. Max spin of 1400 RPM. Then we've got starch. Right, starch presets at 30. You can have 20, cold, or up to 40. Starch is for up to 3.5 kilo max load. It's made for adding starch to the cycle. Basically, it's to certain stuff like tablecloths, serviettes, workwear, and you're starching. It's basically very similar to the proofing cycle, only it spins faster. So basically it's another heated rinse followed by a final spin. Final one is clean machine. It's 12 minutes, but actually when I use it, it's double that because I've only got half the heaters. It's 24 minutes. But anyway, all that does is it will heat the water with a higher than normal water level, but it doesn't do any fast action, to be honest. And it's there to both sterilise the machine or to clean and get rid of any residues. You can add universal detergent to the compartment too. Use clean machine regularly if you frequently use disinfection programs. Okay, yeah. So that's basically all your programs and options for the Professional. I was expecting it to be a bit more flexible. The older Professional allows more options to be selected for each program. Right. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in another video.